Okay, now we're going to go back to your second kick. Now, you're leaning right here. We're going to talk about this in a second. This kick came across as a big knuckleball. It still went through. We're at 20 yards out from the hash mark. Now, as you start, you're standing really upright. Now, I do a freeze frame right here because this position right there, that lean, is probably where you should start instead of starting straight up because it minimizes movement, puts you a little closer to the ball. And you're not going to lose any power by doing this. Now, your next step comes in, a short step, which is fine. Then your plant leg comes in, and you can see you miss leg lock right here, but your whole body is leaning to that side, coming across for that knuckleball. And as you do it, you can look how you ended up with your hips. Now your ball in the second one was very low, and it was right near that upright on that far side, right where you're pointing. And there was no skip through. Okay, this is your third kick. You actually hit this ball very well. Okay, it's got a nice sound to it. When you come through, now watch your approach here. Your approach is pretty solid. You've got a good plant leg, and you get perfect leg lock. Look at that leg lock. That's the first one you've hit solid. Your hips are pointing right toward the target. Your plant foot's right where it needs to be. You just don't skip through. That's the only thing. But you really had a nice drive through, good leg lock. And if you skip through, it'd be great. Heads down, you saw your contact. Now your head comes up slow. Good kick. Now this is your fourth kick in the sequence. It actually came out a little wobbly. You still made the kick, and it was a decent kick. It was just a little wobbly. Now let's watch your approach here. You just missed leg lock. There's your contact. Your knee's still bent. Now if you go 2 frames up from there, right here, that's your leg lock. The ball's already off the ground. Because you missed leg lock, you didn't have that power on the impact of the ball, and it caused it to be a little wobbly. Everything else is pretty solid. Your hips are pointing where they need to. Your head comes up later, and it went in. We just got to get the better ball. Okay, those are just some things to look at. The next series of kicks, I'm just going to let them play out and let you kind of evaluate them for yourself now that you know what to look for. Here's another slow motion on this one. So you can just watch this. This is the 5th kick in the sequence, and you did make it. The kick was right down the middle, so you can kind of see where everything's lined up. And that one, your plant leg did come off the ground, which that's exciting because that's the first one you actually got a little distance and height off your kick. This is kick number 6. Kick number 7. Kick number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Okay, this actually skips to kick number 15. Now this 16. Is kick 16. Now I wanted to make a reference to this one. If you look at your approach, you have 0 follow through on your leg, your kicking leg, once you make contact. So as you come through, it's completely different than the kick before it. You miss leg lock, you actually get leg lock a couple frames later, right there. Now if you look at your position here, as you follow through, you stop right there. That's as high as your leg goes. Now in contrast with the kick right before that, kick number 15, I'm going to put them side by side. You can look how much higher your leg is, how much more your crunch is, and your head's down. The kick on the right was so much higher than the one on the left. Here's your kick on the left again, the follow through all the way. Straight down, your heel comes down first and there's no follow through. There was a huge difference in height between those 2 kicks, which you can see on your chart. Kick 17. 18. Now this is kick 19. Now I'm going to show this one again because you actually skipped through pretty well on this, and this is one of the highest balls you kicked all afternoon. Right in the middle of the field, great height. There's a kick, good hips, and you skip through. Now you skip more straight up and down, we get you going forward more and it's going to be better, but that wasn't bad. And 20. That'll round out the middle of the field. 21. 22, 23, now this is one of the misses. Okay, this is number 24. So as you come in, you need to watch how wide your plant foot is away from the ball and the tee. Your left leg comes down, freeze right there. You are so wide. you've got to really extend and try to reach hard to make contact with the ball. Your hips are in the right place, but your plant foot's too wide. When your leg spins around to make contact, you can see how far outstretched you are just to make contact. Because you're so far outstretched, you hit the left inside part of the panel and can't drive through the middle of the ball. That sends the ball off to the right, wide right. You can see where your hips ended up, but it was just too far to reach. Kick 25.
Good.
26. This is
Good.
27, the other miss. Now, very similar to the one we just did before. Your plant leg is really far wide out to the left. As you come in, I'm going to do a freeze frame on it. You need to come in probably another inch closer to the ball here, but you're so far away from it. Your body position is good. Your hips are in the right place, but you're so far away you can't reach it. Now look, there's where you get leg lock after you've already passed the ball. Your foot has already come up and you've lost your point on your foot, which is going to send it wide right. You just didn't have enough room to come all the way around and drive through the middle of the ball. You want to hit that left panel and drive through the center. You hit the left panel and it stayed there and sent it off to the right. Kick 28.
Good.
29. And kick number 30. Now this is the last kick of the day from 40 yards out. And this was the highest and furthest ball you hit all afternoon. As you come in, we're going to see why. Good step. You're closer to the ball. Great leg lock right at the point of contact. Your hips are square right to the angle we're going since you're from the hash mark. Everything's perfectly balanced. Great position. You skip through. Now you skipped a little to the side instead of straight downfield, but that really wasn't bad at all. You generated a lot of power. 40 yards. It was your highest kick out of every single one. Very good work.